Let's see it again. There they go. The music really sells it, too.
It does.
He glitched out for a second, but that's not going to stop him from doing the butt dance. Live from Austin, Texas, where we don't got Frogger, but we do have the whole kit and caboodle. It's Retro Pals with Danny and Alex. Hello, Alex.
Hello, Danny. I'm excited. I'm
excited
I say
too.
that a lot, but oh my god.
I knew you were going to try out Kit and Caboodle as the test game before the stream.
How did you know?
How
did you know?
You were just drawn to it.
I mean, you know me.
Oh, we have some strange games to play tonight. I hope y'all like strange games that no one's ever heard of and no one ever wanted to see in their entire lives, because that's going to be the next 2 hours. Enjoy?
Yeah, you'll have a good time.
Anyway, I'm just basically exercising my own curiosity here in today's stream. So you're going to see a lot of games that maybe don't go anywhere, games we maybe have to dumpster after just a few seconds. This is going to be a wild time, and I'm glad you're here for us. Yeah. It's Konami arcade games. I'm excited.
And yes, Kit and Caboodle was or is a cat food as well, so
It should have been branded. That should have been a licensed game.
they should have, like, Chase the Chuck Wagon, but with kittens.
Alex, you have some folks to thank. How about you do that?
Folks, peoples,
Thank you.
let me thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Krungo Kong, 27-month resub. Thank you. Horsehead Joystick. I will be seeing
We'll get
Horsehead.
there. Thank you.
Don't worry. It's just like the Godfather. Thank you, Sasquatulus, for the 44-month resub. Do appreciate
That's
that.
many months. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you, Devil Ray. 51 months. Holy shit.
51. Wow.
honking
Thank you.
here.
Thank you, and happy Raymaze Day.
Yeah,
Raymaze has
yes.
finally been unleashed. It's going to be public after so many years. We're all excited. And thank you, Rusty Retro, for the 46 months.
Holy shit. Thank you.
Yeah. Welcome aboard, everybody. And welcome, Dream Harrier Live. Thank you for the raid there.
Yes, and thank you to Nanaki Amano for the whole ass year, 1 year resub, 12 months.
That's almost a whole year.
It is a whole year. You yeared it.
And finally, thank you, Blab, for the 21 months. Wow. That's an 18 months, a lot of months. Thank you, Krongo Kong, for the 3-month resub. Thank you, months, Blab.
Blab, I hope you're having a good night.
Okay, so we took a poll to our patrons. We said,
we?
hey, you patrons. Did you not?
Oh, yes, we did.
Okay.
I'm being a dickhead.
Unbelievable. Sabotage. We took a poll to our patrons, see, and it went like this, see. The theme was obscure arcade games. We figured these are big names. We're going to dig deep into their past and see what kind of ghosts we can dig up. Do you dig up ghosts?
No,
I think
corpses.
mostly you dig up corpses. We're going to dig up some corpses and see if we can find some hidden gems tonight. So what I did a couple days ago when I found out Konami was winning, I went through MAME, I went through every single Konami game in there, and I was like, what's obscure? What's something I've never heard of? I narrowed it down to a list of 126 games.
No.
After some prodding from Alex, I narrowed it down again. Alex, you want to click the window and show and tell the folks how many games I narrowed it down to in the lower right corner?
69.
69 games. Now, you may say, Danny, you only get through, realistically, 30, maybe 40 games a stream. You're not going to do 69 games in one stream. Yes, we are. Let's get going. Start it up, Alex.
Okay, Hexagon Witch, resubs, 27 months. Hiya, pals. Hiya, Hexagon Witch.
Hi.
What are we
Thank
starting
you.
with, this one or this one?
We are going to start all the way back in 1979 with Konami's first game that simulated in MAME. It's called Space King 2. Thank you, Apricot Ghost, for 27 months.
Nice.
It is nice. Arcade games are nice.
Arcade games are fantastic.
All right, here we go. The first Konami arcade game. This one's pretty obscure, never been in a collection. That's basically Our criteria for this, games that didn't get ports, games that weren't featured in collections, games that Konami basically wants to bury, whereas they promote their popular stuff like Contra and Frogger. For whatever reason, they don't promote older stuff like Space King 2, so let's get a close look at what this is. Okay. You make a good argument.
Let me put my headphones in.
Now, in the 70s, you usually associate arcade games with like Pong, maybe Breakout. But here was Konami innovating in the field by making a game where you shoot space aliens. Check that out. Shooting would become a major component of all AAA games in the future, so this is basically a roadmap to the future. That was the subtitle.
Roadmap to the future.
Space King 2, Roadmap to the Future. We got any Space King 2 fans out there?
We got people saying play Taito games.
Taito's good, but I don't know what that has to do with this. This is clearly a Konami joint.
Hey.
Wow, they got a UFO, too.
Konami?
50 points. What a ripoff.
Konami, I'm not against it, but you are doing a crime here.
Let's move on to the next game.
All right.
Let's see if we can let Konami escape from the criminal world with 1980's The End. All right, we're reaching the end right at the start of the stream. Oh, Galaxian hardware.
No.
Oh, man.
No, we don't.
Oh, jeez. You never like to see Galaxian hardware.
You hate to see it.
A lot of companies back then just took Konami's, or rather Namco's Galaxian, and then just made new sprites, sometimes new mechanics. Let's see what this one does. Ooh. Charge! Well, alright, this isn't Galaxian. This seems to be pretty original compared to the first game. The little aliens, they go down, they pick up the stuff, and then they put it at the top of the screen. I guess you have to stop them from building?
They're stealing your chiclet scum!
It's like a reverse Minecraft.
Your delicious chiclets. Oh.
No, my brown bricks!
Oh, God, look at them.
Now, last company we covered here on our obscure arcade developer showcase was Nichibutsu. They did something similar with Mooncresta, which I think was also based on Galaxian hardware. That was a little more successful than this, though. I don't recall seeing any The End cabinets. Has anyone else ever seen it? Oh no, it's The End of the End.
I have a lot of questions about The End.
No time to answer them. Next game.
All right.
Yeah, for these very early games, we're just gonna very basically cover them because you get the idea after just a few seconds.
Is this the name? You're lying.
Yep. Next game, 1981's Jungler, based on Rally X hardware. What can y'all do with Rally X? That's what I want to see. Yeah. Oh, the mouth eats the smaller thing, you know?
That's math. You're thinking of math.
No, this is games, Alex. This isn't math.
Okay. Games are composed of math, so just think about that.
Yeah, but they don't make you do the math during the game, unless you're playing a Jaguar
I was
game.
gonna say, unless it's... Hey, that guy got stuck. You can eat his ass.
Really? Is that what you have to do?
I thought you had to eat him by the ass. You have to eat him by the front?
Oh yeah, you take a bite out of their tail and they turn yellow, it looks like.
Oh, they don't like that.
Then you start shooting them in the butt.
Get their butt. Get it.
Okay, well this is pretty original. I can't really think of any other game that's quite like this from back then, except for Nibbler. That's the first one to come to mind. In fact, this is so similar it made me think, man, they just ripped off Nibbler. But Nibbler was 83, this is 82.
Yeah, literally get his ass.
It's a game about getting ass. Oh, this guy's stuck, let's shoot
Yeah,
him.
kill him. That's right.
Any of y'all see the Nibbler documentary about the guy who tried to get the high score? It was pretty interesting, I thought. Better than a lot of the other gaming documentaries on Netflix.
Yeah, there's a lot of really bad gaming documentaries out there.
Boy, are there ever.
I know we've discussed that before, but there really are.
Okay, Konami. Maybe you got something. 82 was also the year that Konami released a game called Frogger. So I imagine that was a little bit more popular than this. Or was it 81? Frogger was either 81 or 82. But at this point, Konami established itself. It no longer had to establish breakout genre games like Space King 2. They were free to do what they wanted.
Man.
Let's start our next game.
All right.
Hey! Cut that out. Also in 81, Turtles.
Turtles.
Galaxian hardware. How many Kyo turtles?
Kid turtles?
Kid turtles, is that what it was?
I think so.
How many kilos does that turtle weigh?
Honestly, too many.
All right, here we go. Oh, it's the turtle building.
Hey! What are they doing up there?
Get off the dang roof!
Who put turtles
You kids!
on the roof?
I'm gonna have to climb the turtle building to get these damn kids off the roof.
Hey, why are these...
Shit!
Hey, your turtle died.
Yeah.
First of all, these turtles are moving really, really fast.
Yeah.
And second of all, it couldn't have taken the turtles, like... It must have taken the turtles a long time to get up there.
You would think.
So yeah, they had plenty of time to stop them.
Okay, so you can lay down landmines, and that stops the other turtles. You have to get the kid turtles from these little question marks and then take them home. The blinking house there. Is that about it? Does that about cover the mechanics?
I like turtles. I like that you're a turtle that shits landmines. I think that's innovative.
That is pretty cool, and it's realistic.
It's realistic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Run. Already you can tell the visual and audio similarities to Frogger. This seems like it was in the same mold. But it's on Galaxian hardware, so it's also a bargain.
Can you get multiple turtles at once or just one?
It looks like I couldn't uncover another question mark while I have a turtle on my back.
Okay.
Oh, God!
Bullshit, that's not a son.
That was a decoy. It was a fake family member. Not another one!
I think these are frogs.
Is it frogs versus turtles?
That's
No.
what it seems like to me. I'm getting frog vibes, real frog vibes.
It was a disaster for the turtle family.
Sorry, folks.
Let's move on. That was the year of 1981. Folks, we are about to learn something very important, because with the year of 1982 comes Konami's first educational game, Amidar. This game teaches you may be wondering, what's Amidar movement?
You're gonna learn, folks.
Well, folks, this is what Amidar movement is. It's about damn time. This is Amidar movement. See?
You get it? You get Amidar movement
The
now?
way the pig goes around the lines? That is Amidar movement.
Do you understand now? Do I need to...
Alex, hit F3.
Okay.
We're going to see what Amidar movement is again. Do you
Okay.
remember? What is it?
It's this. It's
Yeah.
Amidar movement.
This is Amidar movement.
So when we reference Amidar movement, you can't be confused anymore. Thank
Yeah.
you. I'm glad some of you understand in the audience.
It's
Thank
based
you.
off of the Bow Spider from Mega Man X. Yes. Forget what I was about to say. That's what it's
Yeah.
based on. Loud. Dun dun. So this is like Pac-Man, except instead of a little hungry guy, you control an ape eating paint chips.
Hey.
Yeah.
Why is it an ape when earlier it was a pig?
Well,
Where's the fucking pig?
hang on. This game has dual protagonists.
Okay. I'm calming down. down.
The stream is about surprise and delight, Alex. God damn it. I should have hit the jump button. Now, the difference between this and Pac-Man is all the enemies, except for one, act exactly the same. They don't have unique personalities like the ghosts in Pac-Man did. So that amounts to them just kind of arbitrarily deciding they all want to chase you at once. And that's why they added in a jump button.
Oh.
Now you think, sure, the jump button, right, lets you jump over the enemies, got it. Nope, it makes the enemies jump.
What?
It's an inverse jump button. Man, I'm really bad at Amidar. I'm sorry, everybody. I wanted to do a pro playthrough. We'll at least see the couple of different gameplay types. Oh,
Good jump.
thank you. We're doing it.
Oh god. Folks,
History in the making.
this is Amidar movement.
Put me on G4 TV. All right, here we go. Do you remember what Amidar movement is? You fucking better.
I do.
All right, here we go. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yes. Yes. Fuck. The pig didn't get his bananas. Anyway, we're a paint roller now.
Okay.
The pigs can absorb your paint, and you have to get the paint from places you've already painted if you go too far.
Oh, so you're no longer collecting. Okay. But then...
There we go. We're back in business.
Okay. Sorry, I have a lot to learn about Amidar movement.
This is Amidar movement.
Okay.
This. Weren't a lot of standards for arcade games back then. Wasn't a lot of quality control or really any kind of reference to work off of. So when you had an idea that's like, oh, you gotta guide the pigs with a paint roller after the ape eats a bunch of paint chips, that's Amidar.
They're like, that's great. Ship it.
Put it
Go.
on an arcade cabinet. Let's do it. Put it on a Starcade.
Sounds great.
They'll pretend like it's a real game and everything. Odd stage indeed. Amidar. Oh, Amidar's the name of the guy who stabs you? The pig's named Amidar too?
Does this explain...
Now I don't even know what to believe.
Well, now we know even less about Amidar than we knew.
Sorry, you went too far.
You
Everybody,
did, Amidar.
You went way too far. Next game. 1982, once again. This is Locomotion. Again with the Rally X hardware. Please deposit coins. Have a nice trip.
Oh, I would love to have a nice trip. Okay.
You know what this game is?
This is just...
Yeah?
I know this.
It's a fucking slide puzzle, that's what it is.
Oh!
Shit. Okay, no, we're good, actually.
Okay.
Now you have to maneuver these pieces so that they intersect with the borders.
Mm-hmm.
You have to clear all the borders in each level, and that's how you beat the game.
Oh, because you're picking up all the people!
Mm-hmm.
On the train!
Yeah, see?
Yeah!
A whole lot of locomotive-related games in the 80s, weirdly enough. There's Super Locomotive, the Sega game that uses the YMO soundtrack. There's Time Tunnel from Taito, which is kind of similar to this. It was a theme back then. I guess it kind of stopped being a theme when people stopped riding the train.
Well, they need to get back on the train.
Yeah. Come on, ride the train.
And ride it. It's good.
Yeah, I don't typically like these games because, you know, they blow. But this one's okay for what it is. It's old. It has a right to exist. Oh, man, come on.
Thank you for essentially saying this game is valid.
Yeah, it's valid.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Am I going to do this?
You are.
Go, train, go. Go. Fuck yeah. Oh, shit, it's going too fast.
Now what?
What
What are you supposed to do now?
This? It's probably this. Oh no, can I get it in time? No!
But it says clear.
I didn't get the bonus though.
Oh, okay, fair. But you did it.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? I never want to play this again.
Bye.
Locomotion. It's alright. Let's close out 1982 with Tactician.
Hey, guess what? More Rally X hardware. Woo woo.
Tactician in space. It says Sega, but they were just the publisher. Now, also around this time, Konami was releasing games like Super Cobra and Scramble. Those were more typical of what you'd expect from, you know, side-scrolling shoot-'em-ups. This is different, though. You see what I'm doing here? I'm building a base. And they just destroyed it all at once! Fuck this! Fuck. Really?
Honey, this is just Fortnite.
No.
No, this is Fortnite.
Everyone disprove Alex.
Prove me wrong. Oh, it's not Fortnite because Naruto's not there. Fair.
Right. I don't see a single Master Chief.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, is that it? Brutal. I don't even know what happened in that game.
Well, I guess you're not a tactician.
I think one button just... Yeah, this is tactics time. You gotta build a fence to keep the aliens out. And then when the time runs out, the aliens come out. Now, can you shoot these and have it, like, explode? Oh, I see. If you shoot the one piece, it makes the whole fence explode. That's handy. If that's a thing you want to happen. I don't know if y'all thought this out too well, Konami. Our fence here has a major flaw.
The fact that it explodes on contact?
There is that. This is okay, I guess, but I'll stick with Satan's Hollow, I think. Next game. 83. Only have one game to showcase from 83, and it's a game called Megazone. I'm not sure I know what this is. I think this is the first game we're seeing that uses actual custom Konami hardware instead of repurposed Namco boards. Megazone.
We built our base out of bombs because, you know, there's Practical Pig and whatever, all those 3 pigs and, you know.
Right, Puyan.
There's a 4th, yeah, exactly. There's a 4th pig who built their house out of bombs.
We all know the story of Puyan.
Mm-hmm. Puyan, the pig who loves bombs.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, this music is good.
I like the drum samples. Those are nice. This is one of those vertically scrolling shoot-'em-ups where you're on land, so therefore the land can block you occasionally. Is it the first of these kinds of games? Maybe. Is it the first to feature funky drums? Definitely.
I love these drums. What the hell?
Well, good, because there's no other sound channels.
Good. Why have any other sound channels other than drums?
What's the second button do? Nothing. It does nothing. I think this is a one-button shoot-'em-up. They didn't invent 2 buttons until Xevious.
You got blown up by a carrot. Cool.
I did.
You're stuck. You're stuck.
Next. Okay. This is the first game I'm going to show off that people may have actually heard of. Occasionally I'm going to throw you a bone and be like, okay, this game's half obscure. You may have heard of it. You may like it. And then we'll go back to the bullshit no one likes or has heard of. I promise.
Fantastic.
1984. Let's start it in a big way with Mikey. I fucking love this game so much. I love Mikey.
Oh,
what the fuck is Mikey?
Mikey is.
Oh man,
you're gonna
I'm
learn.
so glad I'm gonna introduce some of y'all to Mikey. So this is a game about being in school. You gotta butt the jocks off of their desks so you can sit there. And then you gotta headbutt the hearts and jars. Any questions?
This is what high school is like.
Mm-hmm. Hear the music?
Do you? And this thing that you do.
You make me feel like Mikey.
Mikey, yes.
Yeah, it's the theme song to Mikey. This will be on the test,
yes,
so do pay attention. There should be a quiz at the end of this, like you have to actually go to school. Okay, I used to be able to get at least through one loop on this game on 1 credit. Let's see how far I can get nowadays.
This
Probably
is
not very.
what school is like in Japan. I don't know what you're talking about, Chad. This is exactly what high school is like.
So this is a reskinned version of a Japanese game called... I don't remember. It's a very complicated name. But the original version of this game had you being a salaryman who was in an office. The entire thing was just different graphics. There was a guy up at the board being all like, productivity, something, something. Instead in this version, it's just a teacher. The teacher stops bothering you once you sit down.
Hey, I love this. I'm sorry, I'm entranced.
It's pretty original, I gotta say. Poof.
Yes, you
can also
headbutted
headbutt
the
the
teacher.
teacher.
Now he's crying. That's what happens. You did it.
Ooh, there's a present in the hallway.
Thank you. I asked for the whole year of a resubs. Thank you. Danny is a delinquent. Also, holy hell, 1 whole year. Where's my free cookies?
Your free cookies are in the mail, thank you. Oh, shit!
What is the janitor doing?
These levels often give you different... Different ways to fend off the enemies. Here you have basketballs you can throw, and once they catch a basketball, they have to start dribbling. See?
They just don't have a choice.
Basketball's just that ingrained in U.S. culture.
It is. It actually is. If you toss someone the ball...
You'll headbutt your teachers over it.
Mm-hmm.
And the janitors. God damn it.
See, the teachers, I understand, but what did the janitor ever do to you?
Hitboxes are really rough in this game. Also recommend do not play the high school graffiti version of this game because it replaces the headbutt with an attack that doesn't work.
What?
I don't know what that's all about. You like whistle or something, but it doesn't actually hurt anybody. Everybody gets headbutts. Mikey's going crazy.
Mikey, you have CTE.
It's not even on the football team.
You gotta go run, Mikey, run.
Get
on.
What's in here? Oh no! Poof.
You are so good at smash. No, God.
Okay.
You're fine.
I'm taking too many risks here. Hey! Got an extend off that.
What? Oh, it's home ec.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, they didn't cancel home ec at this school. Amazing.
Yeah.
They didn't replace it with standardized testing hours.
Yeah, occasionally the guy at the top will just throw shit at you. That's what makes this level... Oh boy. Oh boy, he's gonna throw it! Okay. Barely dodged the meat. No! I didn't want the meat!
Hey, you got the meat right in the chest.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
It was like you got stabbed with a roast.
So the gameplay here, kind of a variation on the Pac-Man formula, but the theming, man. This is how you fix Pac-Man. You put it in a high school and make it star a guy who's gone absolutely crazy and is headbutting everybody. Poof. No. Oh,
You got
shit.
it.
Oh shit. Oh shit. No!
You got cleavered.
That was a 1-pixel hit.
Cleavered.
Run it
I'm
back.
sorry, honey.
Damn. I was hoping I could show off a loop. Anyway, that game's completely nuts, and I like it. Mikey, the 1984 arcade game that's never getting re-released because they ripped off the Beatles.
Good shit, good shit.
Next up. How about Pandora's Palace?
How about it?
How about it?
Okay. Ooh,
Anyone
here
heard of
it
this
is.
one? If you have heard of this, I'm not doing my job.
I saw the...
Shinyushen Toro-kun. Yes, that's the Japanese version of Mikey, if you ever want to check that out.
Oh, they didn't knock off the Beatles. It was actually licensed.
Was it?
That's what I'm seeing. Yeah, I'm seeing multiple people saying it, so...
Would they even gain enough money off of selling cabinets from licensing a Beatles song?
Maybe it's cheaper to license it in Japan. Hey, Pandora's box has been opened.
God damn it, it's full of skulls. And what do you got here? It's an early platformer.
Oh, he's adorable. Who is this guy?
It's Pandora Pete. I don't know if that's his name. Got any fans of Pandora Pete?
I was gonna say, we don't see a lot of ancient Rome-themed platformers out there.
Yeah, kind of uncommon.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got fall damage. Well, hell.
Him cute. Agreed. Him am cute.
He is a little cutie, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like this. Around the same time, Konami also released a game called Rock and Rope, which was another prototypical platformer. That was developed by a guy named Tokuro Fujiwara before he moved over to Capcom. At that point, he adapted the Rock and Rope formula to a game called Bionic Commando. But Rock and Rope is a game people have heard of, so we're not going to play it.
100 bits from the Ultimo. This game has big bongo vibes. It does. It does.
Oh, it's very bongo.
Hey.
did
Yes,
it.
they should have made a platformer about the Little Caesars mascot.
Well, it looks like they just did. This is a really simple reskin. What's that thing at the top?
A score?
Let's kiss it. No, I mean this thing.
Oh, it says stage 2.
Next game, Alex. Wait! I see Pandora's box down there.
Okay, hold
I
on.
want to try to get to it. I actually don't know what's going to happen. Oh, now we're never gonna know what's happening when you open up the Pandora's box. It's a mystery forever. Making pretty good progress here. I'm really happy at the clip we're going through. Let's go to the last game of 1984, Super Basketball. Now, we said before, basketball is an American institution. You're required to dribble a basketball if one should ever enter your hands. And that's the problem the people in this game face.
Is that they are constantly forced to basketball.
Here we go.
Oh.
Also introduces the famous Konami robot voice, used in track and field and double dribble. One.
Two,
Two.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Do you think it says 10?
No.
You're right. You can't enter any more credits, even though there's 2 digits. Well, I mean... I gotta.
Here we go.
This game, you gotta mash the button to dribble the ball.
Oh, I hate that.
Yes! Look at that floaty basketball.
Alright, this sucks.
No way.
Sorry. No, this is bad. The basketball looks like a potato, and...
You can pass! And you can charge, which is kind of bullshit. It does replicate the famous basketball courts from the 80s that were all green.
Okay, I do remember those.
Yeah.
That was really weird.
Still, 84. You could do a lot worse than this.
Hey, Ass is at 74 points.
Mm-hmm. I'm kicking ass.
You are.
And you surely noticed that this is at the end of a game, and it only gives you a couple of minutes of playtime.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's like you're at the most exciting part of the game.
Yeah. Later games like this, of course, would just simulate an entire 4-quarter game.
You got tripped.
I got one more chance to get up there. We got 30 seconds left in the game.
Oh.
He blocked it, and then he
Potato.
dribbled it right in my face.
I mean,
let's do
brick, not
this.
a potato.
Marv Albert never called it a potato, Alex.
He should have. Maybe he wouldn't have gotten in so much trouble. Thank you, the Ultimo. 100 bricks from the Ultimo. Ow.
Oh, no. Thank you, Ultimo.
Thank you.
I think we're out of time, though. This has got to be a miracle shot.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes! Yes!
Holy
yes!
shit!
Bravo.
Did you see that shit?
Yes!
The next opponent is a high school team. Oh, no. We were fighting elementary school
You're
kids.
fighting your junior high school team, it looks like. JHS.
Whoops. All right, next game. They had a good mascot, yeah. All right, let us play a game from 1985 called Finalizer, Super Transformation. Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was a pig or a bear. Maybe it was the famous Carolina Pig Bears. Wow. That's
Okay.
a noise.
This is pretty cool looking.
Welcome to the Earth. Thank you.
I like Earth.
It's nice to be here. We're starting right over Cuba. Heading
Hey.
into Florida.
Can you go to Texas?
Yeah, let me land in Texas.
Okay. it's
We'll go to
just-
Buc-ee's.
It's just to your west. Very easy. Okay, no, it looks like you're going up the coastline. That's okay. That means you're going to be hitting New Jersey at some point.
Apparently, this ship can only proceed north. Sorry to say.
Oh no!
This is one of the 1984 spaceships.
Oh, you're going right. You're
Here's
gonna go right
Georgia.
by it.
Georgia fans, please point to your house on the map.
There's the Great Smoky Mountains you're flying over.
Yep, we're about to hit the Carolinas.
Okay, there are the Great Lakes.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of lakes.
Is this Jersey?
No, these are the Great Lakes.
Oh, this is like Michigan or some shit.
Yeah, this is Michigan. Now we're in Canada. Ottawa's
we just
somewhere.
cut out the entire middle half of the country.
Yeah, who cares? We're in Canada now.
Well, as far as I can tell, there's not much notable about this game, except for the fact that you fly over the United States at the beginning. And you turn into a robot!
What? You didn't say anything about that.
Never mind, this game rules.
Thank you, Moist Whisper, for the 34-month resub. I wanted to extend that.
Thank you for the sub. No thank you, Alex. Where is this? Is this Maine?
Yeah, I don't know where any of this is.
It's like Delaware or some shit.
I like your little shield.
I do too.
It's really cute.
You know, I'm glad America invested in these transforming robots. Never mind. They're not durable enough. Next game. 85. Oh my god, we have
it's our first,
first
hold on.
our first horizontal game of the evening. And it runs on bubble system hardware, so please listen while we warm up. Ah, wasn't that nice?
That was nice, actually.
This is one of the first games to run on bubble system hardware, which is hardware that literally has to warm up. It has to gain heat in order to operate. So the warm-up at the beginning was a literal warm-up of the ROM chips.
Wait, why?
I don't know. Let's play the game.
Okay.
Choose your robot. I want this one.
It's like a wire with data stored on it? This is so weird.
I am the robot known as...
Alright, as...
You're welcome.
Yes, this ROM runs on, it runs on gas like an old lawnmower. You gotta, like, give it a couple pulls to get started.
Turn this down a little bit more.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so this is a early one-on-one fighting game, believe it or not. It has up to jump and everything. I guess this is kind of like Yi Are Kung Fu. It's got the same kind of life bars, and you take the same amount of damage for each hit. Do you have special moves and stuff? Oh, wait a minute.
Danny?
Yeah? Oh my god. Alex?
Yeah, I see this.
I have literal torpedo tits. They work really well. They work really, really well. I found the tech. I found the torpedo tits tech.
Nanny.
Battle on the Iceland.
Alright, moving on.
I like this game. This is
Yeah,
neat.
you would. I'm sorry.
Is this gonna work on a fake xenomorph, do you think? So you see what's happening, right? I have 3 moves at the bottom of the screen I can switch between. Some melee, some ranged. Of course I picked the ranged one, though, because, come on. I was built for it.
I'm sorry.
This is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Alex is like, I'm sorry, I can't take this game seriously.
I can't.
Maybe, Alex, it was built by the same guy who built the Bride of Pinbot. Did you ever consider that?
Do you think that makes it better to me?
You've defeated Kinger. They don't even try to hide it. What a good game. I love this. Yeah, I love Bride of Pinbot. And I love this game. Galactic Warriors. Let's move on. Next up, I don't know about this game's name. I think not many people would have played this game if they saw what it was called. This is another vertical game, so if you would. This is called Scooter Shooter.
Hey,
Ms. versus Mr.
that is a terrible name.
Scooter Shooter. Would you put a coin in a cabinet called Scooter Shooter?
No.
Do your best. I mean, I would, and most of the people here in chat would, but
Yeah, chat would. Chat's
Would've.
going all in on this.
what about America at large? So, this is a competitive split-screen shoot-'em-up? That's a battle of the sexes for some reason. Maybe there's some storyline reason, I don't know. But most of the time you'd be playing this with a second player, I suppose.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. Now, your object is to get further than the other guys, so you gotta make the progress and not hit that thing.
Okay.
This one's got some pretty good music.
It really does, yeah.
I'd imagine there's also attacks you can send over to the other screen, a la an early puzzle game or something. So, stupid name. Kind of an interesting concept. Not sure if it's anything anyone would ever want to play. But at least it's original, right?
You know what? You're right. At least it's original.
Yeah. They got that going for them. And you gotta fight the boss at the end, too. And by boss, I mean this bullshit Gradius-style boss.
I am so glad people did X versus Sever jokes that I missed. Thank you.
This isn't really X versus Sever, isn't it? Oh, fuck. It's hard, though, is the problem. They made it too hard. Why'd they do that? Scooter shooter.
Scooter shooter.
Next. I heard something. I heard tonight there's going to be a jailbreak. Wow, where'd that come from? Haven't seen that in a
Don't
while.
worry about that.
Why do you have scenes from 12 years ago?
For good luck. Obviously, good luck that's not working.
This game, there's a jailbreak, and everyone has to pay. Yes, it's that M. Dickey game where you go to jail.
Okay. Hey! Hey, you're shooting a lot of people.
Well, yeah.
Hey,
There's been a jailbreak. We can't let anyone get by.
even you?
That's a paradox, Alex. I am the law.
Alright.
Alright, so you do want to save the hostages because they give you bazookas. Like this kid, he has a, yep, got a good old bazooka. There's been a few similar Konami games to this. What was that one where you're on the train? That's kind of like this. That baby had a flamethrower.
That baby did have a flamethrower.
This game's also ridiculously hard. Well, at least I shot all the civilians. That's the important part. 1986 continues with the very first Goemon game. You've heard of Ganbare Goemon? You may have played it as Legend of the Mystical Ninja on Super Nintendo. It was a couple of N64 games. But the very first one was in arcades. It was called Mr. Goemon. They recently, Hidden Palace released a prototype translation of the PS2 Goemon game, because Working Designs was trying to get it released. Apparently a whole lot of that text got translated, and you can play through the whole thing.
Oh, wow, really?
But this is what Goemon looked like back then. I liked the whole, they tried to replicate the style of the ukiyo-e paintings. So he looks really weird and chunky. I like
He
it.
does! He looks like a dipshit a little bit here.
Total dipshit vibes.
But I mean that in a kind way, because I too am dipshit.
Yeah, you can pick up items and throw them for combos. I bought this on the Microsoft Game Room when they had that on 360, and I played it a lot. I used to be the #1 high score on the leaderboards. And then some fucker figured out you could crash the game and max out the score, so the scoreboards were ruined.
Boo. Whatever happened to the real gamers? The ones who did it with talent and skill, not
Yeah.
hacks.
What about
and-
that?
Yeah. Bullshit.
And you have a nice
Nice.
smoke at the end of every level. I like this game. It controls very strangely, but it's not quite as unplayable as some of the earliest platformers. It's got that mechanical satisfaction to it. Look at that.
Look, I'm riding a wave.
There was a hidden thing here, right? There's hidden items. Give you a whole shit ton of points. I've already forgotten where all of them are.
I like the Tanuki.
There's so many neat graphical details in this game.
Yeah.
I can see why Goemon became a series after this, because this is pretty memorable if you ever saw it.
This is wonderful. I love the guy on the surfboard too coming in.
Boss time. Ooh. Ooh. There we go. Did you notice the timer in this game? It's the moon.
Oh, it is!
Free money, everybody! Wake the fuck up! It's payday! Kind of a shame this game isn't better known, because I really like it. It doesn't often get re-released either, outside of... Actually, I guess it was in Arcade Archives recently, so... Maybe people are due to rediscover it all over again. Here's hoping.
Here's hoping.
Oh, I want to keep playing this, though.
You gotta go.
I like it.
I love him too.
Alright, fuck it. Next game. Let's finish up 1986 with something even more inexplicable. This is a game called Rock and Rage. Chubo fans rise up.
Okay, I like the CD.
CDs weren't around in 86, Alex. That's a gold record.
Okay, sorry, gold record.
Like what Elvis got. See, in this game, you're a rock and roll band. Wait, actually, let's see the full intro.
Okay.
And you were just doing your regular job at the rock show. When all of a sudden... they kidnap Debbie Harry. And the rest of the members of Blondie have to save her. Holy shit, don't do that, Konami! What's wrong with you? Sorry about that.
Woo!
So this is a game where you hit dudes with the guitar.
You look like... Who do you look like?
Member of Fleetwood Mac.
Mr. Satan!
Mr. Satan, there you go. Yeah, you go to all these different eras trying to save your girlfriend, or rather the front lady of your band. Whoa.
I guess you look a little like Frank Zappa too, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the Freak Brothers. Thank you, Shaxford. That's who it is. That was killing me.
This game's real tough. I'm pretty sure Chubo has mastered this, though, so if you want to see a full score maxing run of this, I think he's done, you can probably look on his channel for that. And to max the score in this game, you gotta play for several loops and like for 7 or 8 hours. Quite a test of endurance.
Hey, I know I'm gonna probably be saying this a lot tonight, but what the fuck is this?
This is Konami, Alex.
Okay.
Now, you know the Konami you've seen, the Frogger Konami, the Green Beret Konami, the Contra Konami. But Konami made so many games. It's more than Contra. The year that Contra came out, they probably released like 20 arcade games, maybe even 30.
God.
And half of them no one ever heard from since. Probably some of the cabinets only had like 5 or 6 manufactured. Okay, we finally get a power-up, so this is a shooter now. You ever heard of this one?
No, this is... I'm sorry I'm so quiet. I actually...
I like
with a lot
this
of
game.
these games, this is really the first time I'm taking it in.
And it's a lot to take in, for sure. Yeah, just all kinds of different theming while they work within established genres. I think they looked at Commando from Capcom and were like, okay, this guy needs to have a mustache. And a guitar.
And you know what?
They were
You know
right.
what? We need mummies.
Yeah, mummies.
100 bits from the Ultimo. Was Chubo? Did they patch the Popeye game? That's wonderful.
Oh yeah, Chubo also found out that they hot patched the Popeye game on Switch to be less
boo.
fucked up.
Man.
A lot of good content on Chubo's channel recently. Last night he played Bioforce Ape.
Hey, I like your corpse is dead, and I kind of like the way it looked. Okay, moving on.
What a game. 1987. This is when they start to move into 16-bit hardware. The games become a little bit more graphically rich, a little bit more detailed. Digitized voice becomes more common. The sound gets an upgrade. So let's start things off with Batlantis. Another vert. These are going to become pretty rare in the future.
$25 from 81 Rambler. When is Complete going to get their arcade game? When you're gonna listen to Hoogie Boogie Land? I can't
Hoogie
tell
Boogie
you.
Land. Wow, that was basically the guy from Complete. That's a deep cut. Thank you. Batlantis. Check it out.
Oh shit! Thank you, Murphigator, for the raid.
Hey, welcome everybody.
We are playing obscure Konami arcade games.
Thank you, Murph. How'd the slugging go? Yeah, we're playing a whole bunch of different variety of Konami arcade games from the 80s and 90s. Mostly rare and obscure stuff, like this one, Batlantis. Hope y'all had a good time over at Murph's stream. Oh shit, there's a dude!
Thank you, Space Dumpster, for the 28-month resub. Patlantis, home of the bats of Atlantis. I
is
like
very true, thank you.
Batlantis' name.
So look at this. This is 87, and they're making a Space King-like. Can you believe that? I guess Konami would try to capitalize on their success with Space King in 79. No, I gotta finish at least one level.
Okay.
Don't think I ever saw this one in arcades. And I don't think this style of game was especially popular for 87.
I have never heard of this one.
It's a strange one. Yeah, we did it. It's Space Invaders with barbarians and bosses.
Holes.
And holes. Holes that gargoyles come out of. Oh no, oh no, no!
Gargoyle got your ass.
These are some pretty blobby sounds, yeah. Oh, got him. I have nightmares like this.
Yeah, I don't like this.
No! No! Exit! 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 Too late. I died. Good try, Alex.
Thank you.
Next up in 87, City Bomber.
1 second here. And it was a vertical anyway. Why did I even bother?
Why did
okay,
you?
there we go.
Alex is playing the fun game of whether this is a horizontal or vertical game we're about to play. You never really know. Okay, I need focus.
Oh, boy. Sorry. There you go.
City Bomber.
City Bomber. Oh.
Oh, God, I got shot.
Hey, I don't want to be shot. So I got shot like 50 times.
Yeah, someone just shot a bunch of dudes at the casino. Now, are we the bad guy or the good guy?
How can you tell?
Oh, we're the bad guy. We're the bad guy. We just shot a bunch of people at the casino.
All right, let's go.
Holy fuck. Yeah, here you can see Konami started to have hardware that supported scaling and rotation, so they use it in really silly ways like this. What do you think of this sound design?
You are.
It's kicking my ass.
First of all, it's kicking. It's kicking me in the ass, and I like that. I love you being a murderous little bastard here.
Yeah, the last couple of games, I think we saw at least one game where you were playing as a police officer. There's a couple more that I didn't show off, but I really thought you were gonna be in the role of law enforcement in this one.
Yeah, no more.
Instead, you're the casino mass murderer.
No more Mr. Nice Bomber. You are killing.
Konami taking a real anarchic approach. They don't give a fuck.
Little bit, yeah. Hey, you almost keep falling off the road and it's making me go crazy.
Yeah.
No.
This is kind of fun. Kind of reminds me of a very old Konami game called Road Fighter, which they tried to remake in various forms over the years. There's even a sequel that's in MAME, but I couldn't get it to work, unfortunately.
Hey, you're an evil guy with wings now.
Can't fucking stop me, coppers.
No. Holy shit, we're all dead.
I love this game. This is cool. Okay, I think we found a hidden gem here.
Okay.
Everybody play City Bomber. Let's start a new community.
A City Bomber community?
Yeah, let's start up the City Bomber Discord.
I'm sorry, this is so cool. I know I need to close the game, but... Okay.
God, I'm going to be thinking about City Bomber for a while. Okay, a game with a very similar theme, but it could not be executed more differently, is also from 1987. It's called Fastlane. Got a few requests for this one in the Discord. This is a pretty interesting one. Now, we've seen a theme the last few... Excuse me, Mr. Konami. Sorry to interrupt you. Is that Bigfoot?
Hey, yeah, Bigfoot's about to crush that other car, that Mustang or whatever.
You're never going to believe what this is. Not in a million years.
I'm worried.
It's the ancient arcade game Head-On with a new coat of paint.
It is!
In this one, you can pick up babes to get power-ups.
You did pick up rollerblading, babe.
Yeah.
Danny.
There's a soundtrack that's full of record scratching.
Hey, I like this.
Quite a game for
Oh,
its
you got
time. And yeah, just like Head-On, you die in one hit.
Do that.
So you can think of this as Head-On with a Gradius-style power-up system of all things. And the power-ups come in the form of babes. Attack! Get fucked. Isn't this kick ass?
This kicks ass.
Alright, what terrain have I got?
There you
Okay,
go.
here we go. Yeah, let's beat a level.
Sick.
This is the coolest version of Head-On I've ever played. Holy shit.
This is sick, Danny.
They amped this up to an unnecessary degree, frankly. But I guess if you were going to be releasing such a retro-style game in '87, you kind of had to... you had to have some graphical panache and some exploding Bigfoots.
Yeah, what is the option?
We're mowing grass. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
Was this it? Are we going to do this? Yeah! I think I found my game.
Hey, I like Fastlane. I don't like that you run over women for nice things, but...
They like it. They laugh. Oh, we got a big car now. And bigger women. Shoot.
You've got shoot. You've almost got the option.
It's also accurate to real life. The bigger your car, the bigger the women you get.
That's true.
No!
So, what does that mean if you have a monster truck?
The largest women possible.
All right.
Large. You will be large and in charge.
All right.
What a weird thing. Somebody at Konami thought, you know what, the people are ready for a Head-On remake. And we gotta do it exactly like this. Is that our option, the thing that's floating around?
Is that? I don't know.
That truck's making more dirt!
You got so mad about it, you crashed into him head first.
I'm rage quitting this. We're done. Wow, Fastlane. Holy crap. Also in '87, and another game that's probably going to be another racing game. It's Hyper Crash. Sir?
Sir, this is
Wow.
presumptuous. What?
Let's see what we got here. Third car game in a row. Oh, it looks like shit. Why does it look like shit? You gotta mash the button? Wait a minute, this has analog controls, doesn't it? Hold up. Hold up. Hang on. Hold up. Okay, yes, it does have analog controls. Right, left. Control. Alex?
F3?
No.
Okay.
If you would, hold control for me.
Sure.
This is gonna work great. This is a co-op playthrough of whatever this game is. We're using 2 keyboards.
Oh my god.
Hang on, I have the other buttons on my controller. Yeah, there we go. I'm currently dual wielding a wireless keyboard in one hand and a controller in the other. While
Holding down the control key.
While Alex is holding down the control key on a second keyboard. You might say there's definitely a better way to do this, and you're right.
You know, I was recently asked to take a photo of our setup, and I'm just thinking, how do you even show off how fucking...
Yeah, can't we just not? It's kind of embarrassing. We need 2 keyboards and a controller to play a single, like the worst looking racing game ever made. Why does it look so bad? It's not just me, right?
You are refueling by landing on other cars. Holy shit.
Oh, Konami went car crazy in '87. Bringing vehicles to every genre possible.
Game over.
No matter who you were, there was something to like from a Konami car game in '87. Let's skip that one and go to the end of '87 with Trick Trap. From the great minds who brought you titles like Scooter Shooter, it's Trick Trap.
Trick Trap. I can't even say that.
Trick Trap, 1771.
Oh, okay.
A lot of these games had different names in Japan. Sometimes they're better known by that name. Is that the case with this one? I have no idea. But in Japan, it was called Labyrinth Runner. So you're fighting Dracula.
I like that. Ah! Papaya!
Ah, papaya! I scream.
Mm-hmm.
And the game is this. Fuck. It's hard, is what it is. I want to say I think I saw BBH play this a couple weeks back as part of 1ZC BBH. Kind of a simplistic overhead view run and gun. Doesn't quite have the character that Rocket Rage had. I'm not really quite sure what this game's selling point was, really. The sprites are really small. I guess it's pretty fun.
I mean, it is a fantasy game where you have a bazooka. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
According to BBH, a game is like 10 minutes long.
Oh yeah, it's really short too. I guess that's a reason to play it. It's real short. That dude dropped an ice cream. Did you see that?
I was looking away at, I just saw papaya in the chat, and I was looking at that. So I didn't see it, sorry.
Ah, papaya. Yeah, it's a weird one. Not really... This game doesn't really have much to set it apart. But it plays well.
It's got laser balls.
It's got laser balls, and you fight an eyeball at the end.
I do like the eyeball.
Oh no, the bullets curve. How dare they? One eyeball down. We did it.
Good job.
Oh, he has such little stubby legs.
I do like that.
We're in the land of Vegetaria.
Yum.
Turn left for truck.
Hey, truck! Wait a minute.
Truck, unfortunately, is an extended minecart sequence. I did see that
bullshit.
part when BBH was playing it.
Oh, bullshit.
Is this game great? No. Is it obscure? Oh, you bet your ass it is. Next game, we're moving into 88. We're almost in the 90s. This is a game that I saw in an arcade, and I'm pretty sure no one else did. I don't know, maybe it got some distribution. It's Devastators. Improperly emulated protection, it's probably fine. It's probably just fine.
It was a red screen, like a big red screen.
That means it's extra good.
Okay.
Now, you know Contra? You know how Contra was side-scrolling? This is into the screen Contra.
Oh, that's cool. That's sick. I like this.
Except your bullets drop like 10 feet in front of you.
Oh. Hey, they kind of do.
Extreme bullet drop in this universe. Still, it's pretty neat. I remember this being in the Tilt Arcade in McCreeless Mall in San Antonio. Mostly because they had attract mode noises on and nobody ever played it. So you would constantly hear like, oh, move it on, while you were playing like I don't know, heavy barrel or something. It's kind of slow, not the best game, but it does form the backbone for one of Konami's later games that was much more successful. It's called G.I. Joe. Except that's based on a licensed cartoon. That's not obscure. Fuck that.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Instead, we'll play the shitty predecessor to G.I. Joe. We ought to play that G.I. Joe game someday, though. That looks pretty... It looks pretty good.
He got stabbed.
I did. I want to live in this universe where bullets just instantly drop. You gotta be, like, right up on a dude to kill him. Let's see if we can get to the end of this level. I think this game's neat, but I can also see why it's a kind of an evolutionary dead end. These style of stages were never especially popular in Contra. You know, the base stages.
Yeah.
Whoa!
I do like that you look like fake Rambo.
Oh, I'm so fake Rambo.
How many games star fake Rambo?
Shit. There we go. You gotta get right up on this. No crouching from 50 feet away. No cover. Just walk up to that tank.
Bluey, man.
No, I'm sorry. I think we need more orchestra hits. What a cool game. Not great, but it is obscure. Moving on, Alex.
Moving on.
1988, and they're still using vertically oriented monitors, something that was
Much to my
increasingly, yeah, becoming more uncommon. This is gangbusters. All right. Are we cop or are we gang in this game? Do
I
you think?
hope we're... Gangbusters makes it seem like we're busting a gang, but I want to be in the gang.
Me too.
Put me in, coat.
Oh, it's this game. This was released in Japan as Crazy Cop.
Hey.
Yeah, it's Rick and Morty. And once again, you got another Commando-style game. This one with a cops and robbers theme. Except in this game, you catch the robbers and you tie them up and you make them trail behind you. And that powers you up somehow.
That...
Yeah, take them to the cop shop.
Your hair, man.
I'm a crazy
Maybe.
cop.
I guess that's what crazy cops look like.
Mm-hmm. This crazy cop's got missiles now. This game has psycho energy, like a lot of Konami
Yeah,
games
it
from back
does. I was gonna say a lot of the games you've played tonight have real strong psycho energy. I like
Yeah.
it. I like it, but
I feel like they wouldn't have as much impact if we split them up with games like Frogger, which just seem normal in comparison.
yeah, I think getting the full concentration of how wild this is a little bit too much. But
Yeah.
but that's okay.
Yeah, kick the rock. Kick it. Kick it. Here, take your rock. Whoa, did you see that?
Yeah, did a lot of damage. Yeah.
Cool. Nice. I found the strat.
Oh, rock explode.
My rock. I guess this is much more similar to Commando than the other Commando-style games we've seen. It's explicitly vertically scrolling. God damn it. My cop melted into the ground?
You did.
Back to the earth from whence he came.
What happened to my buddy Greg?
Turkington?
Oh, I wish we were friends. We were only parasocial.
Got him.
Nice.
You've cleaned up the first area. Good euphemism.
You have done a lot of murder. Good job, friend.
I guess the game ends here. Wow, short game. Alright, cool. Haunted Castle, that's not obscure. That's not obscure. Let's play it for just a second anyway.
Okay.
You heard of this game called Castlevania? Well, they made an arcade version. And it looks like this.
Nice.
Oh man, did I really put the US version here in the ROM list? Well, get ready to suffer. This game is so hard. It's hard and it's bad. Let's play it.
All right. Suffer, friends.
I need you to...
I am.
Okay. What
the hell?
How did you even do that? Come on.
I clicked on it. You wanted to click...
Behind the scenes, Alex made the gameplay window the size of like a 2x2 resolution
I don't know
somehow.
how I did that.
It's the wolves.
Hey.
It's
Happy
my wedding
wedding.
day. That's my favorite 2DX song.
Thank you, JP Ronnie, 53-month resub. Raccoon to you too.
That's so many months, thank you. Alright, so it looks cool. Graphics are nice and detailed. Music's even really good. But then you start to play it, and then you find out it's nowhere near as good as the real Castlevanias.
Ooh, gruesome. I like the dripping blood.
The game looks good, doesn't it? I really like the way it looks. Now, at one point, I was able to one-credit clear one of the versions of this game. It's definitely not this version. Which was that? Version K? Or is that some other game I'm thinking of? Where if you want to one-credit clear this, you really only have one realistic possibility. I think this is on Arcade Archives, too, so if this makes you curious, you can just get this for $8. Or you can get the PS2 version that's over $100 now.
Hey, I'll pay. I'll pay $8.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You are so...
I'm passionate, that's what I am. Passionate about paying too much for games. I guess we'll beat a level of this.
Okay.
That's as far as I'm getting anyway. Really want to relearn the route someday, because it is satisfying to one-credit clear this. But otherwise, things are mostly as you remember them from Castlevania, just a little bit different. Like instead of holy water, you have a Wile E. Coyote cartoon bomb.
I do like that.
We're going to use that against Medusa here. Oh yeah, the Konami mobile Picross game. I 100%ed that game. It was really good.
Yes. I remember that game.
We got her.
Fucking red.
There's more of this. I'll probably play it during some other stream. Look forward to it.
I will.
For now, though, we gotta play some Hot Chase. Is this yet another car game? Do we have to hook up 2 keyboards for this one, too?
Oh god. Well, my finger's already on control, so...
Okay. Oh, I think you may have to. We got a gear shifter. Oh, Konami, why you do that?
Konami is set to make Alex ill tonight.
Konami trying to kill my co-host.
It happens.
Okay. What do you got? What's gonna make me deposit coin?
Hot Chase.
Huh. Well, fair enough. There's a bomb in my car! Shit!
Maybe you should play the game, honey.
Wow! That whole place blew up. Alright, are you ready to hold control?
Yes.
Yep, we're doing this. We're actually doing this. Oh, this doesn't... I don't think this is emulated right, or I don't have it set up right.
You're going to space, honey.
Oh, wait. Alex, I had my keyboard turned off. Now let's play the game. All right, so you're a car.
So, you're a car.
Mm-hmm.
You're driving.
Oh boy!
And you're crashing into the ocean. And you're back on the road.
It's a drunk driving simulator.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Oh, hang on. Oh no, this doesn't control well at all. Oh, this controls bad. You really need an actual analog wheel to play this. But from what I can tell, it looks like Konami trying to do Chase HQ, right? That's essentially what this is. It's got the scaling hardware. It's got the people shooting at you.
I do like that.
I can't do this. I can't play this. It looks cool. Maybe if you can have the right controls, then you can play Hot Chase on your local MAME. Next game. Here we go. I promised it. I'm delivering the whole kit and caboodle.
The whole kit and caboodle?
Every last bit of it. Thank you, Ultimo, for the 100 bits.
No, we're not going there.
Of course they got Hooters in Atlantis. This was released in Japan as Nyan Nyan Panic, and somehow it got released over here.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, me too. I've never seen this cabinet. Now this is like a mixture of Pac-Man, Toy Pop, and Pingo of all things, because you have to push certain blocks together. Is that the fly?
Yes! Holy shit!
I just noticed. Alright, here we go. Kaboom! Yeah! We kicked some ass.
You sure fucking did.
Now we got the keys, so we can just get the hell out of here. Alright? Maybe not. Oh, you need 4 keys, I see. Alright, guys, get up here. Get up here. No. There we go.
You got a coin.
I just think it's interesting that Konami tried so many things in the late 80s, even when it was becoming obvious that things were starting to shift towards brawlers. They just tried a little bit of everything.
Frappe, we went over this. This is not Amidar movement.
Yeah, this is
God
not.
damn it.
Please consult Amidar, the game, if you want to see Amidar movement. I'm bad at Kit and Caboodle.
Yeah, no. You're not super great at this.
There we go. Let's see if we can beat at least one level.
Alright, good luck.
Ooh, the double.
The kitten does sound... The kitten does sound like Yoshi, yeah.
It does.
This game rocks.
Mixture of Yoshi and Lickitung. There we go.
Goodbye! Oh my god, it's the end of the Truman Show. And you get to go to a sexy casino, okay.
Uh-huh. Of course I want to play. Here we go. It all starts here. We're betting it all, baby.
Okay.
You can bet your score in this game. Isn't that interesting? I can't think of any other games where you gamble with your score.
It is interesting.
Come on, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. 1 pineapple. Shit.
Honey.
I do. But she won't let me. And that's the story of how I lost it all at the Bunny Casino. That's Kit and Caboodle. How did the system fail? How did it fail? I went all in. That's supposed to work. It's just supposed to work. Let's close out 88 with a pair of sports-adjacent games. Let's play the final round. Folks, I don't think we're getting through all 69 games tonight.
I don't think so
But I'm
either.
going to do my best. Welcome, Wife City.
Welcome!
It's time to go all the way 2. The final round.
Ow, man.
That looks like it hurts.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
This is...
I've never been more compelled to push the start button.
Press it.
Jab and Jim. Oh, we got a...
Oh,
We
his
got a-
name really is Jab and Jim.
We got a
I thought
strength
that was
tester.
a joke.
I see. Look at this. We can make him have 0 speed. And, like... Yeah, I think this is gonna work. I think this is gonna work just fine.
No,
I think this is...
No, Jab and Jim
I think we got a strategy for Jab and Jim. Jab and Jim.
No.
AKA Jabberjaw.
Oh, Jab and Jim.
Look at him go. This is 16 bits.
I mean,
What was that Taito boxing game we played that was pretty good?
God, what was that?
It was great. Oh, I think this guy's going down.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, he's back.
But not for long.
I'm worried you're going to kill someone.
Jab and Jim's got nothing but power.
I would rather
Boof.
Oh, gee.
1, 2, 3,
Look at those cameramen.
5, 6.
They're like, are we witnessing a death? they're so bloodthirsty.
He's dead. The man's dead in the ring. Now I get the top hat girls. That face he made.
Oh, I love everyone being disappointed in the audience. That's wonderful.
Red Falco. That's a Contra character. He can't fool me. Let's move on to our next game. So similar to this is a wrestling game called The Main Event. The local San Antonio arcade also had this one because it would constantly scream out "The Main Event" during the attract mode. Let's see if we can hear that. Get the real arcade experience. Ooh, hot jams.
Yeah, I like the music.
The main event.
There
Wonderful.
it is. The classic.
This is a tag team match. scheduled
This game
for
has very
one
simple
fall.
controls.
Introducing first the
There is a
combination in
joystick,
the corner
and there is
to the
one
right
button.
at a
You mash the
combined
button.
weight of 465
Got it.
El Condor and his tag team partner San Antonio Smasher. Their
Not Bret Hart.
opponent, at a total combined
Honey,
weight of
the San Antonio
547
Smasher.
pounds. Conan the
Yeah.
Great, the Maui Mauler.
You could just call him Conan the Great?
Here we go.
Alright.
You're gonna side headlock. Hey.
Where's my button? Do I not have the button mapped? We need one button. Oh, I have it.
Okay, I was gonna say, you need a button.
No. Brain buster.
Well, the San Antonio Smashers wearing a sleep mask because they're sleepy.
Brain buster.
Not the Brain Buster.
All right. One.
Yep. This was a 4-player cabinet in some versions.
Dumping.
Every character, every player just had one button. So it was a mash fest.
One. Good teamwork.
Good teamwork, he says, as
Hey.
a guy stomps another guy.
Hey. One. Two.
Whew.
Kick his butt. Drop kick. Hey. Brain damage.
Yeah, this has a lot of speech for a game from 1988. It's really impressive.
Side
That was a focus for Konami for a while. Ever since Super Basketball, you remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Don't bite my arm!
Kick. Hey, go. Here comes the smasher.
All right, San Antonio Smasher.
Come on, you chump.
Broke my back.
Wasn't that your nickname?
All right.
Yeah, back in high school.
Yeah.
Come on. 1, 2.
Whew. 2.9.
Brain buster. You're gonna pay.
Oh, I'm about to die.
Hey. Come on, you chump. Conan is down.
I think I'm dead.
Rip.
That's it. That's the end for Conan.
1, 2.
The Brain Buster.
It's That's a pin.
Brain got busted. If you want a game where you just mash a button as fast as possible, this is the one for you.
Yeah, I can see why AEW is so popular.
Thanks, Alex.
Sorry, I was just trying to think of a joke.
Next game.
All right, what's next, honey?
Well, let's see. These next few games aren't that interesting. Why don't we play Special Project Y, or SPY?
Oh, like Spy.
I think this is the last game we're going to see from the 80s.
Okay. Ew.
Huh. Wonder what they're going for here. No idea.
Never heard of it.
Did you think the game was going to look like this?
No! Okay, this is different.
Yeah, this is Special Project Y.
Very cool. Okay, I like this. I'm all in. I'm all in.
This was to compete with Data East's, what was that called? Secret Agent, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
There was a variety of 007 rip-off arcade games for just a little while.
There were.
Whoa.
Sly Spy.
Yeah, Sly Spy, that's the one.
Damn, yeah, the water effects in here are really good.
It's pretty intense, yeah. Oops. I have fireballs. What are those? Oh, that's what it is.
Oh.
I gotta kill this freaking helicopter. Sheesh.
Rip.
They really just throw you right in there. The double KO, really? Fine, you get another quarter.
I don't know why I'm doing the evil snicker. It's not like I'm owning like an arcade owner or something.
Yeah, it's a little bit Burning Force up until level 2, and then it's a brawler. I think this game has psycho energy just because it can't tell what it wants to be. It's a brawler. It's a first, third person towards the screen kind of game.
Yeah, I'm also getting Lupin vibes from this guy.
Yeah, he's lanky. He's got the long legs.
Mm-hmm. It's the tie and the long legs and the jacket.
I'm getting more of a Bayou Billy vibe. I say that as someone who has only ever played Bayou Billy.
I want to meet that person, honestly. Especially in this day and age.
Who's only played Bayou Billy.
It's like not even a mobile game? Come on.
I've played Bayou Billy for mobile devices.
That was like how for the longest time, like the only video game my dad ever played was Dr. Mario.
It's a good game.
And I got him a game to play advanced so he could play it on set.
Watch out, this guy is wearing a coat.
Oh, I hate that.
This reminds me a lot of another brawler Konami made around the same time called Crime Fighters. That one was also in my local arcade. Game's not that great, but it is pretty funny. We'll have to play that someday.
This game is like Persona 5? Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. It's got those vibes. Anyway, we're going back into the screen. This is Devastators now.
Hey, nice drum track.
Yeah. Brought back the Konami drums.
Okay, alright, I'm all in again. Konami, you got me in. Oh, geesh.
I guess there's a little bit of Aliens in here too. The Konami Aliens arcade game. Again, way too popular to feature on an obscure game showcase, but I do like the Konami Aliens arcade game. I want to keep playing this just to see how many genres are in this, but we have to move on. We did it. We're out of the 80s and we are moving into 1990. And what better way to ring in the new decade with a game called Punk Shot?
Yes!
We
I'm
have
all
to
in
play
with
this.
for Punk Shot.
Now, secretly, we've been showcasing the evolution of basketball in Konami's games. And this is the latest entry in that, Punk Shot.
Punk Shot. I like this art.
For whatever reason, they made a shit ton of basketball arcade games.
Well, basketball was popular. Oh, God. Okay, there we go.
Come on, baby.
Wow.
Come on, baby.
We going downtown, we going to the park, the Harbor. What do you think?
Harbor.
Okay, let's go to the Harbor.
Slammers and...
First period.
Yep, this is a basketball game with a punch button. You can punch the dudes and take the ball, and they can just go over the side. Dunk it! The Ramblers versus the Slammers.
Who are you rooting?
He got smashed! Look at that!
They put him in a box!
You have to beat up the box!
Hey, that seems incredibly unfair.
It's the world of Punk Shot.
Some real boxing Elena shit.
Wow, Alex.
No, don't wow me. Put me in jail. Put me in a box for that.
Sort of in a similar vein to Arch Rivals, it's got that mechanic where it labels players who are off the screen, so I guess that was the formula they were working off of. It's like Konami knew that there was a huge opening in the field of basketball games that was going to open, and they wanted to be there when that happened. Unfortunately, they weren't the ones to make NBA Jam. Wait, can you go in the manhole? I bet
Try.
you can.
Yeehaw.
From downtown.
Fall in the manhole. Oh, you can.
Damn.
Who left that hole here?
I love it.
Oh, this game's alright.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Punk Shot. What a good game. Moving on. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is the whole reason for the entire stream. In 1990, Konami released a game that I don't think anyone saw coming. You could say it was a real surprise attack. Now, folks, there is one common thing you see throughout this game. You see it more than anything else, and every time you see it appear on screen, I want you to spam the appropriate emote. That is, every time it appears on screen. So please. I can see you're all ready. Yes, let's do it. But first, some story. Chapter 1, The Revolving Dot.
Oh, interesting.
It's here. Alex, did you know?
You did it!
Did you know, Alex, that this is the origin of You Did It?
I know now.
It shows it every single time you collect a bomb in this game, and there's several bombs in each level. So the only thing people associate with this game is the fucking You Did It. And now y'all know. Now you may have been able to tell if you were paying attention. This is just Shinobi. They just made Shinobi, but it's sci-fi. That's really all it is.
This is so interesting.
I don't know who was making Shinobi clones in 1990, but Konami was. And I actually like this one. This is a pretty fun game. It's extremely derivative, though. You cannot say this is an original game. Well, aside from, you know, the obvious that You Did It.
You are doing it.
Sometimes you just need one strong central mechanic to support an entire game.
And that's doing it.
And that's doing it. You doing it.
Yeah, I guess I am.
Some dudes have armor. Much like Shinobi. We're a high-speed
famous
dude.
for armor.
We are doing it. We are doing it non-stop. I appreciate the game calls me a high-speed dude at the end of every level. Okay, we gotta beat at least one more level on a boss,
Okay.
so we can see this game's full power.
Does it get stronger? 'Cause
Oh,
it can't
yes.
Get stronger than this.
Oh, it can get way stronger than this.
Ah.
Now, you might say to me, Danny, how do you know that this is a Shinobi clone and not a Rolling Thunder clone? Well, you can jump and shoot. That's the
Okay.
answer.
Okay.
Smart
Hey, that
ass.
guy's got a space knife.
Better avoid him.
Good.
I like the space scumbags in this game that you have to shoot.
Just like these space assholes.
Yeah.
I kind of like that too. Like just space shitheads.
Mm-hmm.
Because everyone is like, oh, I'm in space, I'm so noble and majestic. And it's like, what if you fucking suck?
What if there was just a bunch of fucking space douchebags?
Yeah, right? Like,
Just some real turds.
real, oh god, real piece of shit.
Yeah,
Real
that part's
pieces
not
of
great.
shit.
We're missing a bomb. Let's see if we can sneak in and get it.
No, Elon Musk is a nerd. He's not a scumbag. It's very different.
Yeah, scumbags are better. Look at this pose when you hold up.
Oh my god, you're
Yes!
crazed and shitting.
The crazed shitting star of Surprise Attack.
You did it.
Crazed and shitting. We did it. We're a medium-paced operator that time.
Okay.
Thank you all for the you did it's. Man, playing this game makes me feel really good. I'm getting constant praise.
Okay.
We gotta beat this boss. Usually in these types of games, your controls feel very stiff, but this one you feel really maneuverable. There's a really agile space dude you got. You can like change direction in midair and shit.
Nice. Seems like a pain in the ass.
A little bit. One more. We got it.
Nice.
And every time you beat the boss in this game, you get access to the real game,
Wait, what?
which is a quiz. The initials ET stand for extra tough. How long does it take the moon to go around the Earth?
28 days.
Thank you, Alex. The name of the character played by Leonard Nimoy in Star Trek is Mr. Spock, not Dr. Spock.
And not big ears.
Tried to trick me. The chemical symbol for gold is, of course, AU.
Oh.
Stands for alternate universe. Comet.
Has no set position.
Oh, it orbits the sun. I didn't know that. Another word for a hurricane is a typhoon. Which is bigger, Earth or Venus? What do you think?
Earth.
Good choice.
Nice.
The chemical symbol for Mercury is Hg, as a reference to H.G. Wells. Another name for Aurora Borealis is... The first woman entered space in...
84? Oh,
63.
I'm dumb.
The vertical columns in the periodic table are called... I think they're called groups and not bananas.
They should be called.
Oh, here we go. The last question. This is for all the bananas. The chemical
Iron.
symbol Fe is iron. We did it!
You-
We get 1,000 points. And we interrupted the action game for literally like 3 full minutes.
Holy shit.
That happens after every boss. And that is the surprise in Surprise Attack. From here on, there's a gravity flipping mechanic, and I really got to look into this game because it looks fucking amazing. As it is, though, everyone knows it for the you-did-its, and for good reason. Surprise Attack from Konami. Wow. Where do we go from there?
Where do we go?
We're in 1991. I feel like I want to escape. Let's escape with the escape kids.
Escape kids, huh?
Yep. All right. If you don't know what kind of game this is, imagine what kind of game this is. I want you to picture the type of game, the mechanics, the point of view, perhaps. And you were right. It's super off-road, but with dudes instead of cars.
Okay.
I'm A Junior Junior.
I'm sorry they wouldn't have let you be Ass Junior.
It's even got the whole upgrading system from Super Off-Road. You can upgrade your stats. I'm putting all my money into whatever that is.
Skid.
Skid, alright.
Wait, you're just running. I thought you'd be on rollerblades or something.
Yeah, I told you. It's just Super Off-Road, but you're dudes. You gotta mash the button to run. I'm the blue guy. So what do you think? Do we got a 4-player hit on our hands?
Kids are gonna go bananas for these men.
They're the escape kids.
The Escape Kids is the next hit IP. Look at this. This is what everyone's gonna want. It's 1991.
Yeah, it's the next Fall Guys.
It is.
So you're seeing a pattern now, right? Konami takes clear inspiration from hits of the modern day, and they just try to put their own spin on it. Except the way they do that sometimes is just completely demented. Because you know Super Off-Road, the game with the tiny trucks that bounce around.
Yeah.
All these single-screen racetracks. You got a pedal and a steering wheel, and that's it.
There's a big giant chunk of meat for your men.
A Junior Junior did it.
You're on a toilet, you're on a toilet, you're
Yep.
on a toilet, you're on a toilet.
I'm on the winning toilet.
You're on the winning toilet. I don't want to
Take that, other countries. A Junior Junior is #1. Strong body. And quick get up.
Oh my god.
Let's see what the next level looks like before we move on. Wow, it takes place in the world of Vindicators by Atari. What the fuck? Maybe this is more inspired by roller games. Yeah, that's Escape Kids. Supposedly this was released in arcades and everything, and people could play it, and it was real. I don't think so, though. I think that's
No,
all
this
just a
is fake.
conspiracy. I think someone programmed this as a joke.
This is Mandela effect stuff. This game didn't really actually come out. You're thinking of Kazam.
You want to know something really exciting, Alex? Sega was making a game that ripped off Super Off-Road like this,
Yeah.
that starred characters, and you had to mash buttons in order to make them go. It was based on a popular license,
What license?
Looney Tunes. It was never released. There's screenshots in Video Games and Computer Entertainment magazine. Imagine this game with Bugs Bunny.
Holy shit, Danny.
It exists, just never got released.
I want to play that.
I do too. Let's move on. We've escaped the Escape Kids. Let's just throw everything to the wind and play golfing greats. I know it's marked red. I know. But I want to see it anyway. One of my favorite things to do in MAME is to load up the red label games. Not the adult games, the red label games, which means that they're not working. Sometimes they do work. Or sometimes the graphics and sound don't work. Let's see how far we can get in this.
All right. Turn this down. Precaution.
Wow, we're smoking a lot as we descend to the golf course. Match play. I don't know, this looks pretty good.
Ah,
This looks like it'd be playable. Let's do it.
okay, let's go.
Ka.
Your brains. We'd make a good team. Your youth. You are touch. Your youth. You are touch. Your youth. We'd make a good team.
I think we make a good team.
We make a good team.
Let's beat these guys.
Yeah, what'd that one guy say? You or you? And Never forget it. Dude, this game looks great for 1990.
Yeah, what the hell? Oh, I wish Lee Trevino was in this.
Lee Trevino's fighting golf. Strangely, no fighting in that game. Really disappointing. Bam.
Ah,
Stone-faced as I watch the ball, and then I'm sad.
Miss.
Oh, shit. Let's try that again. There we go. There we go. Right in the... Oh. My dad's really sad. The dad I'm controlling. I guess we should use a lighter club, if that's what you really fucking want, you big baby.
Miss. Shot. It's in the
nope.
It's in the...
lucky bounce.
Did he say that was a lucky bounce?
Unlucky bounce.
Oh, okay. Yes. Hit the pole.
Nicely.
Nice. Oh, it was an unlucky bounce. Okay.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable, honey.
But look how playable that was, even though it's marked as not playable in MAME. Just goes to show. Try it out. Maybe they just don't want you to play the best games in MAME. Maybe they just want to keep it secret. Did you ever think about it that way?
Teach a conspiracy, Danny. All right, what's next?
1991, let's go with roller games. We just made a roller games reference a few minutes ago. Now you get to see what that is. This was a roller derby TV series that ran for 1.5 seasons. Konami grabbed the license when they thought it was going to be a big hit. They also released an NES game that was completely different. All right, see you, Cactus B. Thanks
Night,
for watching.
Cactus.
Hey, we haven't seen this very often.
Yeah.
We got to beat Ian, we got to beat Ron, and we got to beat Ted and Bob and Joe.
These are all the minions.
Folks, are we the T-Birds, the Violators, Bad Attitude, the Maniacs, Hot Flash, the all-women's team, and the Rockers? That's right, we're going to be Hot Flash
Hot Flash.
versus the Maniacs.
Okay.
Oh, who's from Dallas? I should have picked them. It's a freaking roller derby video game made by Konami. That's right, they actually did it. They actually went and fucking did it.
This rocks. I love this.
Unlike the NES game, which is more of a side-scrolling platformer / brawler, this is just roller derby. How many roller derby arcade games can you name?
You're just kicking each other's ass. I love this.
Yeah, it's roller derby.
Fine. I still.
It's basically just Final Fight on wheels. So I've been shit-talking Konami a little bit, saying like, oh, these games look a little bit familiar. They clearly just took something popular and reskinned it, but to their credit, no one else was doing a roller games game back then.
No one else was, Shout out to Konami, honestly.
Dude, the action is thick and fast. Look at this!
Holy
Fuck
shit,
that
you
guy!
were-
Fuck that guy forever.
You were going Bugs Bunny on his ass. Sorry, that was more Popeye. Yeah.
Why couldn't there be a Popeye game like this? Like Popeye at the roller derby?
You like Popeye? I want a fighting Popeye game where you and Bluto just beat the shit out of each other. You like throw each other through walls. You're like hitting each other with giant cans.
You hit each other into the air and they go into the ocean. I think I have a game for you, Alex.
Oh, I like that idea.
End of the first cycle. Wait a minute. There's men on this Hot Flash team.
Yeah.
I was lied to. Oh, this is the women's division.
Oh, I see.
Here we go.
Glad they represent both.
I guess so.
Roller games. In the arcade. It happened. Don't you forget it.
I won't.
Well, we're nearing the end of the show, so let's be a little bit more selective with what we play. Here in the 90s, there's a whole bunch of games that aren't often seen, but I think get a lot of play in people's streams, like, say, Lord BBH. There's games in this list like Asterix, Bucky O'Hare, Gaiopolis, Martial Champion, Metamorphic Force. Games that are under the radar by most standards, but here on Retro Twitch, it's kind of already been done. So I'm just going to say, go over to BBH's stream if you want to see those games played well. But let's go really obscure. Let's go with, how about we play some Crazy Cross?
Okay.
Now, this is one I never actually saw in arcades here. Here being the United States. At large. Oh, you haven't played Asterix yet? I think I just associate that with Bucky O'Hare. They look very similar. Check it out.
Oh, I've seen this before.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Krungling, for the 38-month resub. Do appreciate that.
Thank you.
This guy.
Yeah, it's the penguin guy.
Okay, I like this. Where have I seen this before? Did I see this in the arcade? I've seen this game before.
Alex?
I played this before.
You put together an entire documentary about this game.
Thank you! Oh, thank God!
As part of a
Thank
series
God.
called PlayStation Year Zero.
That's
it was,
why I'm not going. Okay.
It was released in Japan as, oh, I forgot the original name. Someone knows it, though. But over here in the States, it was called Crazy Cross. You got Pinkuro, you got Yumi, you got the Doctor, Ryo, John Wanjiro, the Bull Terrier,
I like the dog.
and Mayu. We're going to go with the dog. Yeah, it's a little bit of a Tetris-like, kind of in the Puyo Puyo mode. Yeah, this is a game where you got to line up the stuff, line up the colors, and then you get 3 in a row and it disappears. Yep.
Yep.
There's also smaller faces. I don't know what those do. I don't know. If you wanted to see me be good at this game, you should have watched me play it 5 years ago or whenever I made that documentary.
Just go look it up on YouTube. youtube.com/retropals.
I had to get rid of my Crazy Cross knowledge and replace it with more useful knowledge.
Yeah,
There we go. Look at this.
Oh, nice.
Suck on that, you fucking penguin.
Holy shit, calm down.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Konami tried to do puzzlers, and they made a whole bunch in this series. Using characters from Tokimeki Memorial, using their own original characters. Went on for a while. We just didn't see much of it here stateside.
Good stuff.
It is good stuff. Let's move on. Let's work our way to a photo finish. What do you say? Scroll all the way to the bottom. What do I want to show off at the very last? Well, we only have time for a couple more games, so how about we go ahead and play Dark Horse Legend?
Yes.
We're skipping all the way ahead to 1998 for this. But if you look at the flyer for this, it advertises a unique feature. Instead of a joystick, on the top of the stick it has a horse head. It's a horse head joystick.
I want this game.
Me too.
JAMA mode.
We're in JAMA mode. And I did install this ahead of time, so you don't have to see the Flash ROM installation.
They really make you install something? That's amazing.
Yeah, their late 90s games came on CD-ROMs that had to be cached to the RAM, so you had to install stuff. But this game, you get the 1998 presentation quality with this game.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
I agree, that was a good installation graphic. Just installing the horses. Ah, the grass is green. The jockeys are smelling fresher than ever.
Did you bathe them?
Yeah,
Oh, good.
every last one of them.
Good looking,
You ever-
very fresh and clean.
You ever think about how many butts you see in these games? You got the horse butts and the jockey butts.
That's double ass.
That's double the butts. Yep, this is PlayStation hardware. We've moved up.
This is looking good.
I think a lot of Konami's 90s stuff is pretty well known. That's when you start to get games like X-Men and Simpsons and stuff. Not much that you can call genuinely obscure. This one, though, I think fits the bill.
Ugh.
Ooh, horse jams.
I like this horse jam.
And we get a rare look at one of them horse racing games. These are real
Yo,
popular.
Look at these horses.
But we never end up playing them much on stream. Who's your favorite horse?
Oh man, I love the gray and white horse.
Nike Bryan? Biba Haya Hide or something? Dunkling the Dark? Dunkling the Dark? That's what that says, doesn't it?
You want Dunkling the Dark?
I do want Dunkling the Dark. We're doing it.
Okay.
Let's dunkle this horse.
That horse has a lot of guts.
Oh, here he is in the horse newspaper. Looking good.
Mm-hmm.
He's the literal dark horse.
It's dunking, not dunkling.
Oh, okay. Damn. Let's dunk these fuckers.
Don't dunk horse.
Let's make them regret they ever came to the racetrack.
No. Don't.
Gotta send them to the glue factory.
No! Don't do that. These guys are nice.
Now in Japan, there's horse racing games and there's horse betting games. This is not a horse betting game. This is a game that makes you force on the actual racing. And the big thing here is you gotta whip your horse. You gotta whip that horse good. But you got a stamina meter to keep track of, you see. And you can't collide with the other horses because that trips up your gait. I don't know, we're pretty far on the outside here. I don't know if we can catch up. We can change the view. Look at that, right up the butt.
Right.
Slow pace, we gotta
hurry up, go.
fucking horse ass. Let's do it. Game tells me I'm going too slow. I better speed up. Don't you do it. Don't you get in front of me. This is my race. Get dunked on. That's the horse's catchphrase. The horse, not the jockey.
Doing so good.
Ooh, don't run out of stamina. If I can keep blocking him for this final stretch. Do you think I can do one more whip? We did it. That may have been too much.
That was just a whip of...
That may have been too much. That may have been... Okay, we're going way too much. We're just whipping the shit out of this poor fucking horse. Let's go!
Honey, you're going to kill your horse. You're going to kill your horse.
Oh boy. I don't think the horse liked that. We only got third place. In the end, it was we who were dunked on. In the papers, shitty horse gets third place. Gets sent to the glue factory. That's the end of the dark horse.
Oh my god, why?
Is this in the horse bathroom?
Yes.
Thank you for playing. Sorry, Dunkling Horse. It just wasn't your day. Just wasn't your day. How about, let's very quickly load up Steering Champ before we move into our finale. That's 1997.
I see.
This is kind of an unusual one. There's several Champ games Konami released, the most popular being Bishibashi Champ. These are minigame compilations that use just a series of colorful buttons. Eventually, though, they started branching out and making different gameplay mechanics. This one has a couple of steering wheels attached to the front of the machine. You just spin and spin. Don't touch the wheels or pedals. You want to hold insert for me?
Let me find insert. Got it.
Thank you. Okay, that's enough.
Okay.
I don't know if the intro is going to have a look at the cabinet, but... Oh, this is analog, but I've set it up beforehand, so... Now that's a logo.
Suitable for all ages, apparently.
It is. Steering. Steering.
Steering.
First champ, Car crash bowling.
Mm-hmm.
Instructions.
Knock down the pins with your car. Got it. Let's do it. Is that what you thought this game would be?
This rocks.
Yeah, it's like Point Blank with just a steering wheel. And a pedal, I guess.
I love this.
Oh god, that didn't go so well. I don't think I'm going to pass this level.
Oh. Thank you, Fire Mountain, for the 15-month resub. Enter at any time.
You're free to. Thank you.
Champ. Rocket Cola Race.
So I guess this is the final evolution of Konami's car-based games. You saw overhead view shooters. You saw just traditional drive 'em ups. You saw into the person, third-person view games. Not into the person, into the screen. Gotta shake up this can of cola. Holy fuck! We did it.
Nice.
No, we didn't do it. We failed.
We failed. You failed miserably. We're dead. We're dead.
Well, we've seen the final evolution of Konami's driving games. Let's move on to the final evolution of their basketball games. Let's play NBA play-by-play. This has secretly been a basketball evolution stream all along, and you're about to see the final evolution. This is a Konami's Hornet hardware.
Oh.
This is probably going to be the best-looking game we see tonight. They got the NBA license and everything. Now you'll see. It's hot.
Okay.
You'll see. Ooh, this is a good coin-up sound effect. Yeah.
Please select your team.
No, we gotta be the Spurs.
San Antonio Spurs. First round.
I like the music. Yay.
San Antonio, home court.
Did you see the way the ball just crashed into San Antonio?
Yeah. Oh shit, it's the fucking Astrodome. Hell yeah.
Oh my god, it is.
Look at this. Look at these graphics. This game looks beautiful.
This looks really...
Just think of what Super Basketball looked like with its 2D graphics. Didn't even simulate an entire game of basketball. The court was fucking green. And now look how far we've come.
This looks great.
Vinny Del Negro has never looked better in his whole life. His whole career is all leading up to this. And it goes in. Beautiful shot, Vinny.
Yeah, the court looks like it's from the future. I don't like how good the court looks. No, I don't like this.
I'm always glad when I can start a stream with some shitty-looking game from 1979, and then it's all like, whoa, look, polygons. The world is beautiful all of a sudden. Vinny, where were these three-pointers when you were actually with the Spurs? We got David Robinson and Sean Elliott just kind of fucking off in the background while Vinny does everything.
It's fine, don't worry about it.
This is like alternate universe Spurs. David Robinson forgot what the basketball looked like.
Yeah, don't look at the crowd. It's not worth it. They're
It's fine. So there you go, the evolution of Konami's basketball throughout the years. We left out a couple games, but that's basically the whole trajectory they took. Looking good. Nice work, y'all. I think, though, to finish things up, we need to go to another sport. A sport that Konami didn't tackle all that often, but when they did, it was so memorable. The final game we're playing tonight is 1996's Rushing Heroes. Let's do it.
Hey, hold
Don't worry
on.
about it. Don't worry about it. Hang on. It'll fix itself. Unless it doesn't. It didn't. Hold up. I got this. Oh boy, it's not doing this, is it? Oh, it's doing something different because, Yeah, I'm duplicating screens here. Hold up. Cocktail? Oh no, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Can you make it capture just the center of the screen? This is going to be some extra work for Alex, but I think it's going to be worth it. Yeah, unfortunately, this is a dual screen game. I did have it set up to only display the left screen, but since we changed resolutions, it looks a little funky. Yeah, there you go. Now it's looking good.
There we go.
All right, let's do it. 2 monitors, interactive, now available.
The KFL?
Yep, it's the KFL. Welcome to the KFL, everybody. Who are we gonna be? We got a lot of different people here we could pick from. Dallas. That's not where Dallas is.
Yeah, it's fine. That's absolutely.
Yeah, Dallas is right up in the panhandle, sure. Alex, have you ever seen this game before?
No.
I think you're in for a treat. This came out the same year, eventually. I think this is marked as 94, but it came out later. It came out around the same time as NFL Blitz. Or I could be thinking of another game.
Whoa. Hey,
This game,
good.
this game has a look, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
It has some big, beefy football guys. Put you right in the action. Let's see if we can get us a touchdown.
All right, good luck.
Now, in my experience, running seems to work better in this game than passing. I guess that makes sense because it's called Rushing Heroes. Never mind, I was wrong.
No.
You get sacked anyway. You got like a bomb? Okay. My prayers have been answered. Yeah, just run as far as fucking pop. Never mind. We're just gonna get sacked every time. Where's the defense? Did we forget defenders?
We don't need defense. We're good. We're just football guys doing football things.
Bomb. It's gotta work this time. Okay. Okay. There he goes. There he goes. Catch the freaking ball now. God damn it. I am no good at footballing. 4th down, 17 to go. Let's pass. No!
Hey, you're really good at getting sacked.
I am. A turnover. Oh. I was hoping I could get a touchdown. Maybe the other team will just kick my ass.
They're gonna sack your ass. You... What was that?
Now, whereas Konami made a shit ton of basketball games, for whatever reason, I think this is like their only football game. There may have been like 1 or 2 others, but this was their big attempt to enter that sports market. This was right after NBA Jam, so they thought, "Oh yeah, we got to do the football for this." All right, let's see if we can keep them at 3rd and 8. We're gonna do a pass protect.
All right. Protect the pass. Don't get sacked. Don't get sacked.
No, he caught the football.
He caught the football, honey. That's the one thing we didn't want to happen.
Well, guess what? Here in the world of football, I am God.
Okay.
Me, I am.
You are.
And according to me, I can just get a touchdown anytime I want. Alex, hit F7. Now hit 2. Okay, it's 1st and goal. Let's do this. Suddenly looking a lot better for us.
Oh, hey, look.
Let's go up here, and we can just make the dude catch the ball. Did he get it? I think he did. Nice. Good work, dude.
You're gonna do this.
Yeah, let's run it in. Then we can party with the boys. Oh,
No.
so close.
I want the boy party.
You want the boy party?
I want the man party, okay?
Let's go crazy. The
All
play
right.
the play is called Crazy. Crazy. Wow, I went crazy. And here we go.
You were twirling.
Here comes the classic NFL celebration.
Oh my god! 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 Oh my god.
You remember in the 90s they had to institute a rule against the celebratory line butt dance?
Yeah, no funly.
It's very demoralizing to the other team. Alex, why don't you hit F7 again?
Again?
Yeah,
No.
do it. Now hit 3.
3, okay.
There's 2 animations.
Okay. Ow!
That's just how it was in the 90s. That's the classic Dallas Cowboys.
See? Resubbing 50 months in a row. Thank you. Sounds fake, but okay.
Thank you. Look at that dance.
Look at them go.
That's what the NFL was like in the 90s. Nowadays, it's all like, whoa, we gotta protect the brands. We can't have them doing the butt dance at the goal line.
Bullshit. Do
Hit-
the butt dance.
Hit F7 and then hit 4 if you would. Because just in the case we didn't see the butt dance, I did have a save state of the butt dance. Let's see it again. There they go. The music really sells it too.
It does.
He glitched out for a second, but that's not going to stop him from doing the butt dance. And that is the innovation that Konami brought to the sports genre. They evolved basketball over a series of several years, and then when they decided to make a football game, they added the butt dance. That's all you need, really.
Mm-hmm.
You just need one hook, one little gameplay mechanic that sticks in your head and makes you want to come back. Whenever I think of Konami sports games, I think of a whole bunch of big football guys doing the butt dance.
Same.
I am so done. I
We're
am
done?
done with this shit. We are done. Hit me with that ending screen. There you go.
There he is. There's your horsehead joystick.
Yeah, there's a shot of the famous horsehead joystick you would use in Dark Horse Legends. Well, there you go. A whole bunch of obscure Konami arcade games. We managed to cover everything I wanted to show off from the 80s. Did have to skip some of the later 90s stuff, but that's for later streams, I guess. We'll never run out of weird Konami games to cover on this stream,
Never.
and thank God for that. Thanks to our patrons for voting for this week's theme. It's because of them that you got to see all these games. If you want to vote for our weekly streams, head to patreon.com/retropals. If you're at the $5 tier, you get access to weekly polls. It's going to be one going up on Friday. I don't know what it is yet.
It'll be good.
You'll find out when the time is right. When is the time right?
Now.
Okay.
Okay, we're also on YouTube, youtube.com/retropals. We post highlights of our streams there. So if you'd like to check out some of our older streams, some other stuff we've done, do check that out. Also check out our haunted Sega Genesis emulator stream that we posted on our YouTube channel. That stream is really, really funny. It's really, really
Oh, yeah, it was pretty
really,
good. I
really
enjoyed
good.
that one.
It's one of my favorites.
A lot of cursed shit happened.
We're also on Twitter, twitter.com/retropalshq. We post when we go live there, when we've got new YouTube videos up, all that good stuff. So do check us out there if you'd like. And yeah, Danny, who are we gonna raid?
Well, let's see. We got some options here. Oh, what? We just raided Spin's Cut, so I can't raid him, but he is playing Ghouls and Ghosts. That's something I'm probably going to watch later tonight. Let's go with, you know what? Y'all like Konami arcade games? There was one game I was going to show off tonight but didn't get a chance to. It's a game called Shaolin's Road. It's kind of a spin-off of YR Kung Fu. Kind of one of my personal favorites. It was in Game Room. I bought it, played it a bunch. And right now, Elrock617 is trying to one-credit clear this game, so let's go ahead and raid him. So enjoy that. Have a good rest of your evening. We'll see you later. Thanks for watching.
See ya, folks.